Good evening, everyone, and welcome. It's been a time. We're back with Delta Force Hawk Ops. I refuse to not drop that title because it is so funny. Also, this is not really a Delta Force game. This was something else, and I mean, ironically, the opening cinematic that you couldn't see sadly because I started the game already, and then even then it would just run through. It's just like the loosest connection to any Delta Force game. So yeah, no. So welcome to, let's just call it what it is, the Chinese Battlefield clone that has, I think, 2 maps roughly remade from Delta Force. Hello, Sophie. Yeah, Epsilon Force. I mean, fun fact. If you're seeing that map behind me right now, on the screen right now, I'm thinking, oh, it looks good. Looks fine. Yeah, this is supposedly a remake, but it's not really a remake, actually. And I can actually show you, because... Okay, also, kind of an important thing I want to point out. As you see in the title, we are going to play 2 games today. First is, well, Delta Force, and then we're gonna play some Call of Duty Zombies. Because there's a new Zombies map. Okay, where are we? Where do we have that? You know what? Maybe I just open it over this. That should work out, actually. You know, like, oh, hey, can I open shit in, like, a window mode? No, like, oh no, I have paint, though. Does that work? Huh. Actually fucking works. Anyway, so if you're like, oh hey, I mean, hopefully they remade the map faithfully. This was the map before. If you're wondering, wait, why is it called trench lines? Because, you see, they're like ditches. They're like trenches, quote unquote, on the map. This was an open sniper map. So, the few Delta Force fans that are still around and not dead are a bit pissed. Because, yeah, this is like, remake my ass. It's like, oh yeah, by name only. This is like, again, this game is a lot of things by name only. It's a Delta Force game by name only. But yeah, let's just see.
Got your back.
Headshot kills, artillery barrage, attack, defend. Yes, I kind of like that. We still have the same operators, I suppose. We have a new one with the name Toxic. Oh god, this is... I guess... So wait a second. So it's the healing pistol and a disruption set. You know, I find it funny how this game does the same fucking thing. Wait a fucking second.
Don't you?
I
wonder what that is.
Comrades, honor, and the thrill of kicking.
Because I have a big... Because, like, okay. This guy is stolen from Battlefield 2042. Just straight up, basically. Like, that is Falk. Falk's gadget, and then, you know, just gave Smoke a thing I actually said they should have done in 2042, but that's a different story and other stuff. Is she another Valorant steal? I feel like she's another Valorant steal. Anyway. That. You know what? Let's just jump in. They have. Anyway, let's just. So if you're wondering, this game is just like a straight up rip of Battlefield. Mostly 5. I mean, you could say, I guess. I guess you could say there is some stuff with it from 2042, like, I mean, okay. This tank is basically in 2042. This is basically in 2042. Not this one. They have something else. Yeah. A modify, and you have. They have the fucking same upgrades as Battlefield 2042. It's a few less even, but oh, this is. Okay, this is embarrassing right now. It's just, oh god, it's just copy-pasted vehicles. But like, they're just missing, you know, the other force, you know. This is just American vehicles and the French one. Well, you know, at least I guess 2042 has Russian ones. Why am I not looking for a match yet? No. So you're wondering.
Have a shot of this, mate.
The irony is that this game basically does everything people criticize about 2042 at launch. But I guess it's alright because this game is free and from China. And has less content.
Emergency alert! A tsunami has resulted in major collapses in our defenses. Our intel tells us that GTI plans to take advantage of this and launch an attack. In the wake of disaster, they cannot resist fanning the flames of conflict. Fall in and take down any GTI forces you see. Fortify our defenses at all weak points. Beware of paratroopers from above. Show them no mercy. Drown them in the sea if you must.
Okay, so I guess it ends in the container sector, like, but has a bit more. Okay, so it has a wall. I mean, you know, this looks actually like kind of a. I think this is a new map.
Defenders, choose the objective. Choose your operator. Check your loadout and deploy your operator.
I mean, I'd say at the very least this is a unique map. I'd say. You know.
Operators' tactical gear and gadgets will help you gain an advantage during the battle.
Yep, it's still the monolithic movement.
The enemy is attacking objective Alpha.
I'm in for ya!
Thanks, soldier!
You've looked better, mate! I'm being pinned down!
They really do.
The enemy has taken objective Alpha.
Please make it a holes. Yes. That now costed me a life to change that. What worry people still play with the toggle?
Choose your operator. Defenders have to eliminate enemy troops and stop them from taking control of sectors.
You know what? I just excessive. He is. So that's the funniest part to me, you know. Where people are like, "Oh, this game is so much better than
You okay?
Battlefield 2042," even though it is in that part copying the
Only way
pace.
to capture it. Focus
I mean,
on the situation
the
and
thing
eliminate
is that I
enemies
can
in
get out
time.
of it is that, you know, oh hey, these are new maps that I have not played yet, and the rest is kind of similar to 2042 and 5 and like here's the thing. I think the biggest problem that, 2042 has is the fact that, well, you can do a lot more, content now in the last years. But, if they
Hold
did,
on!
the maps were solid, but, if you see my streams, they were like solid, but that was it.
You look
they
better,
weren't like,
mate.
oh hey,
Feel better now.
the most exciting new thing. Like, for example, this map is a good layout. It has distinct zones and, an urban and identity environment. I think,
My arrow.
I don't know if it's the best map,
I'm in for ya.
but I mean, you know what? This is like, to a degree, I would say, a good map. They could probably port that into Battlefield. And it would be fine.
Oi! Need a hand!
But like, it is so funny that how now people are like, oh no, this game is better. The voice acting and shit is cringier than,
Form new defensive
Launch
lines and
2042?
keep the enemy out.
Doesn't even have the fun stuff. Like, when 2042 launched, people at least made jokes about shit like, don't be sad, this is just how it works out sometimes. The thing that keeps being referenced to this day, even though since like 2 years or so, no one would understand the context.
We've lost control of the objective.
The context is, there was a character that literally said that, and he was always kind of upbeat. Everyone was like, why? Then again, even after they changed that character stayed, just kept the reputation of being kind of the dumbass of everyone.
Sector Alpha
so-
is occupied by enemy forces.
Yeah, I'd say this is fine. This is a good map. I think this is, you could probably say this is the kind of map more people would have wanted to see in a Battlefield game. So, the irony here is though, which is probably less, they actually stole that because, and just more
Defend this
oops that just
sector,
happened.
whatever it takes.
See,
Splendid! Hurry up!
See, they already announced the next title, and they already showed artwork for it.
Medic!
And-
Over here!
It's probably gonna have some reveals soonish because they're probably going to,
Not very much! Can't be fast!
test it early next year.
Get them off me! Splendid down! Get them off me! Down one!
And the thing is, the first artwork they showed of the next Battlefield title is Gibraltar. This map is also set in Gibraltar, so everyone was like, oh. And I can hear almost, the Battlefield map is gonna be better.
Be advised.
And you know
enemy
why?
troops are attacking objective
Because they already
Bravo
showed
2.
ships and helicopters and beach landings. Just like, here's the thing. If Gibraltar is gonna be an urban beach landing map, the next game's already.
You okay?
I kept saying, the problem with, 2042 is to a degree that they don't have a good beach landing.
The enemy has cleared objective Bravo 2.
I mean, they have exactly one beach landing, and it is Moshar Canal, so, you know, a remake. And, I mean, everyone is hoping for the island TM. Okay, for everyone out of the loop. The thing is, recently, it kept popping up in, you know, the story entries that haven't slowed down for some reason. And also we know there's still one more, you know, event with like a limited paid, you know, battle pass and shit coming. One more apparently. And you know, it's not Halloween, it's not Christmas. Christmas is next week, and there's not a pass for that apparently.
Defend this sector, whatever it takes.
Everyone was like, okay.
Thank you.
What is going on? And they kept referencing an island off of mainland Japan that was not really visible from mainland Japan. Now, you can... I think everyone with a slight bit of history can probably infer which kind of island is meant with
Combatants
that.
in objective Bravo 2 have been eliminated.
I suppose, at least.
The enemy is attacking one of
well,
our objectives.
2000, Iwo Jima. It's probably Iwo Jima, which was kind of the best map. Kind of the best map they put into Battlefield 5 back in the day. So now a lot of people hoping they are, you know, going out with a backend and releasing, you know, a futuristic remake version of Iwo Jima. Also, hello Lena. Sorry, I can't. There we go. I was like, if I die in this firefight, I will just revive you, but oops.
You're lucky to
Sorry,
have
I'm
me.
too good right now. Also, your message was held back because of
Hold on.
the epic bullying of Delta Horse fuck us. Killing the hot girls. Sorry, you have to die for my points. There we go. So yeah, it's kind of funny that they have that map, and like, again, I'd say this is a solid map layout for a unique map. It has some good aesthetic, it has some good vibes. Generally, I would say, if this kind of map was, you know, still came into Battlefield 2042, a lot of people would be happy. Actually, I would say nearly all of the maps in this game could just be put into Battlefield 2042 and probably work better in there, because as I said... Oh yeah, fun thing, Dana. I looked at the vehicle selection and what you can put onto them. It's literally the exact same upgrades as 2042.
You okay?
It is the same.
Gotcha. Try not to get
The
yourself
enemy
up.
has suffered minimal losses. We must remain vigilant. Enemy defenses are
Again, I
weakening.
think,
Take
you
them
know,
down.
as an attack defense map, this one is good. I think, you know, for the new maps. Probably kind of my favorite as of now. It has at least a good vibe, you know, it's kind of a container map. But
Almost killed me.
I can slide. I forget I can slide. The slide in 2042 is really nice.
The
But yeah.
enemy has taken objective Bravo 1. Defend
Basically,
this
everyone
sector,
was hoping
whatever
that,
it takes.
you know, the last event might add Iwo Jima back into 2042, which, if they do that, and maybe brings back some other, you know, old vehicles from Battlefield 3 or so. Yeah, no, I think that will be the point
Feeling
where,
better?
except the most,
The
you know,
enemy has taken objective Bravo
delusional
1.
people will be like, oops, this game's actually, like, again, this was just like 2042 Lite. If anything, the big appeal for me is like, it has a more interesting weapon system, I suppose. You can do more with them. like, I don't think it's the best because, you know,
Key objectives.
but it's good. You know, you can at least do more with them. That's the thing.
Healing in progress. Healing in progress. Do something while it lasts. Blooming hell. Bite the bullet. You'll be fine.
Yeah. But yeah, this character's obnoxious, holy shit. All of them are.
Medic! I need help!
Allied forces are engaging in objective Bravo 1. Defend this sector, whatever it takes.
You okay?
High threat enemy marked. Destroy
Try not to
them.
get yourself up.
Nothing like a good old heel trick, I'd say.
I'm in for you.
Oh, you know what? I think the funniest bit for me is they're not even hiding it, but they're not even playing the Delta Force in the game called Delta Force.
The enemy has seized control
Now.
of Sector Bravo.
You're probably wondering, how is this game connected to Delta Force?
Retreat to the next sector and prepare
Good
defenses.
thing you asked, because they actually opened with a cinematic this time. You know, there's a cinematic. I can't show you that right now because I guess it plays once. If you're interested to see it, you can probably just look it up online. Who cares? It is so fucking funny.
Defend this sector, whatever it
See?
takes.
Basically introduces us to the quote-unquote 3 factions of the game. So it's just like, you know, it starts with a guy
There's
in
nowhere
a
to
mask
retreat to. Do
who's
not
like,
let this sector fall.
oh, everyone, everyone else just ravaged our land for resources and turned it into war, and so we will hunt them because, you know, fuck them. And you're like, oh, okay. So that's the evil guy of, you know, the extraction mode.
Thanks for saving my backside.
Naturally, yes.
Objective.
So then you see a woman with, I think she had some wounds because, like, she speaks through like a microphone on her throat. She talks to her daughter, and the daughter's like, "What have these people done to you?" And she's like, "Oh," because apparently someone bombed the building where she was in. And she's like, "Oh, those people are just all violent savages, and they hate that we bring progress with the power of technology." And you're like, "What?" And the child is like, "But mom, aren't those people innocent?" And the mom is like, "You know, if they were innocent, where would all those fighters come from?" And the child's like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense." So this is the other antagonist of, you know, this mode. That's not just like, wow, that is just blatantly evil. Like, okay, you know what? At least you're laying that ground down, and you're like, okay, who's the last faction? So then they're introducing GTI. It's not Delta Force, it's GTI. So I think some guy, you know, the guy in the package, is like,
Whatever it takes.
and I shit you not. The thing he says is, GTI carries on the legacy of Delta Force. That's it, that's the connection. I have no clue how that connects. I do not know what the legacy of Delta Force is. I think the Delta Force was like a special ops unit in the US military. This one is apparently just like a specialist group fighting against companies. something like that.
Enemy troops are attacking objective Charlie 2.
No, that's a connection. They're carrying on the legacy of the Delta Force, and his dad was in the Delta Force. They're not the Delta Force, but this is why the game is called Delta Force. You notice how this game was definitely not a Delta Force game at some point? You notice that? You notice how that was,
This is our last defense.
Yeah.
We must hold it.
and like, you know, sneaks into New York City
Take a
with,
strong dose.
you know, Swedish mini submarines and, you know, destroys Russian helicopters on the, you know, destroys Russian planes on the Wall Street. Oh no, wait, that's the Modern Warfare 3 campaign. I'm sorry. It's not like the Delta Force has been used in a lot of media to establish that they're part of the US military. So yeah, I guess they retconned the Delta Force as just some force for good. Just to say they can slap the Delta Force on the label.
The enemy has
It is hilarious.
Their forces left and is still strong, but we must hold this sector.
Not very much.
Secure our last sector, whatever it takes.
You okay?
So yeah, it's kinda stupid, is what I'm saying. Just a teeny tiny bit stupid. Yes! Exactly.
Find a bullet. You'll be fine.
Strategic beacon ready to deploy.
And again, I think the funniest bit for me is still that I think the game still is running a bit shoddy, which is
You're lucky to have.
again, I have a good CPU and a good GPU, but I don't know what is going on here. How about we just kind of change the class a little
Roger
bit.
that. Artillery barrage incoming.
This one is new, I think.
Secure our last sector, whatever it takes.
And if you are wondering, oh, she has a bow and arrow. What does it do? The answer is it's that one guy from Valorant.
On our side.
Artillery barrage ready.
Enemy
Yep.
is attacking one of our objectives.
As I said, this is not the exact same shit people were, you know, complaining about over Battlefield 2042, but I guess now it's fine because, I don't know, I guess stick it to EA. After, I guess they fixed the game?
The enemy has taken objective Charlie 2.
I don't know, maybe it's weird for me to say, oh, we have to teach someone a lesson when that company is, you know, I mean, okay, here's the thing. The irony is that 2042 ironically wasn't, you know, bad by EA. It was because the devs kept changing the fucking scope of the game. Just a reminder. And then after nearly everyone left, they thoroughly fixed that game. So like, it is just kind of weird to me that everyone's still like, oh no. And this game is so much better. Like, this is a map pack. Not even for its own game. It's like 5 maps. You know? And I guess you have more guns? And you can put a bit more on those guns? That's neat, actually. Like, I generally think they fucked up with the with how the guns are customized in 2042. It was a bad decision. Like, I wouldn't do it like this game anyway, but like, yeah, 2042 was a bad decision in that regard. But again, everyone is still hoping for Iwo Jima. We want to believe. It'd be kind of amazing if there is a Iwo Jima coming, actually. Like, yeah.
Secure our last sector, whatever it takes.
Oh yeah, right. I can now. Whee!
No secrets under my arrow.
There we go. It's literally, you know, Sonic Arrow guy from Valorant. And in that sense, every Sonic Arrow character from every video game ever.
Has on to the critical objective.
The one thing I'm still wondering is if that one new character is also still from Valorant. So we will see about that. We will see about that. And also testing out those other maps. You know, where one is totally a remake, and as I showed you, it didn't look completely different in the main in the original title, and was played completely different. No. Oh no. Faithful remakes. By a team that definitely wanted to make a Delta Force game.
Secure our last sector, whatever it takes. Roger that, artillery barrage
It
incoming.
just has no mention of the Delta Force except that opening cinematic.
Wait
Be
for my
advised,
intel.
enemy troops are attacking objective Charlie 1.
I actually have the destruction in game now. I guess that's something.
We've passed the halfway point of the operation. It's not over yet.
Yeah, this guy. He's like, oh, my dad was Delta Force. Also, all the Reckons are girls and just one support. So it's just, oh god, this game. Bunch to unpack there, actually. Anyway,
Secure our last sector, whatever it takes. The enemy has taken objective Charlie 2. The enemy is attacking one of our objectives. Get them out.
We got one injured.
Many thanks.
in, you know, Call of Duty. Maybe a bit slower, but also low color. As said, I think the biggest value this game would have had is as a map pack for 2042.
Be advised,
And maybe, I guess, you know, reworking the guns. But like, that's the thing. I think the biggest problem, you know, you compare to 2042 is like that after the first, you know, year ended, the new maps that came were good, but all just lacked a little bit. Not, you know, even in the... Not just, you know, in the fact that they're, you know, they're bad, it's just...
The enemy has taken objective Charlie 2.
You know that feeling when, you know, something is missing of a map in some form? There was, like, I was, playing, you know, Stadium Breakthrough recently.
Continue to attack and secure
And
this
it's,
sector.
in my opinion, a good map. Like, it's a solid map in how it plays. It doesn't really have the biggest problems. It's probably just the most obvious thing I would say. 2 seconds I'm
Attacking one of our objectives. Get them out.
I mean, that's fine, actually, but like... As I said, you know... Oh, what? I'm kind of missing this thing, you know, like Iwo Jima from 5. Like, okay, this is getting serious. I mean, again, maybe we will get Iwo Jima still. Who knows? Maybe, like, I just made it, you know, I just made a meme the other day, like, I want to believe.
Vehicle drop to target location.
And, like, everyone wants to believe that this map is still coming. But yeah, I'd say this one will probably fit pretty well into 2042. Probably even play better with those mechanics. I mean, hell, they even stole the, you know, autonomous crates box. This is just like straight up. So if you're wondering, this shit right here, okay? That's a drone. You put a container on it and the drone drives around. Basically the same kind of asset is in 2042. It's not one-to-one the same, but it's pretty clear where they stole the asset
Enemy is
from.
faltering. It's our chance
Like,
to
no
keep
one's stealing, but
attacking.
more like, oh yeah, we kind of want that as well. I already criticized in 2014 that, you know, it's stupid and shouldn't be in the game, because basically every container thing is more efficient if you use, you know, trains, which is every single hardware ever. But it is so fucking funny that they... How? Like, those trains, the stuff, this is just... Listen. I mean, it looks cool, yes, but you know what the funniest bit about this is? Aside from the, you know, skyscrapers and... I mean, no. You know what? Fuck it. This whole map could be rebuilt in 2042 with relative ease from existing assets. I mean, this part, this one is a bit more unique, but this... Most of this part? Yeah.
Secure our last sector, whatever it takes.
I mean, again, it's not that this is a bad map. It's just funny how you notice how this wants to be so bad a map battlefield.
Roger that. Artillery barrage incoming.
And also, I'd say,
Guided missiles launched. Smoke screen incoming.
hey Minnie, how are you doing? definitely plays a little bit more
Ready.
bad. Wait, I can?
Artillery barrage ready.
Yeah, you didn't there. Keep it on.
Requesting artillery barrage on coordinates!
The enemy will
It's pretty good. Pretty good. You know, trying the open beta, the new maps, and then, you know, playing some Citadel the more. It's gonna be fun. Oh, best squad even. You know what? Still got it. I mean, yeah, it's this is probably the one thing where I'd say it's kind of ironic that I think, you know, to a degree this was probably them trying to be creative, you know, making this map in Gibraltar, and it's kind of funny that the first revealed picture of the next Battlefield title is also set in Gibraltar, but it's so weird that if I, you know, play this game, I'm like, you know what, the upsides are you can do more with your gun, that's neat, and the maps are good. And I kind of want to play them in Battlefield 24 more. Again, I really kind of hope we see Iwo Jima, because that's the thing. If they do that, and it is a good beach landing, and we can actually land with, you know, we can do everything with, you know... Yeah, I'm not really an extraction person. I tried the Battle Royale genre, and then the extraction genre, and it's just not for me. Like, I really tried. But it's just weird how it's just, yeah, I never clicked with that. I like traditional games. That's more my thing. I'm really looking forward to the next you know, when the first what's it called, playtest is coming out. Can we have her yet? No, okay, cool. I can't play Toxic, I guess. Thank you. Let me just modify it here. I mean, I can see it. It's just, yeah. I'm definitely not a person that was, like, I really tried getting into those games, but wow, you can actually slap a lot of shit on, like, an old Cold Day. I mean, this is probably the one part I like. Like, here's the thing, okay? Like, there's this one thing that I kind of like about this. Well, let's say this better, you know, this kind of better fits into, like, a co-op game. It is still kind of funny. I still like it when you can take, like, an old gun, you know, Cold War era stuff, and can just curse the shit out of it. Like, this is lovely. I love that. Oh, wait, it doesn't, oh, it's auto signal. Good. Can I change some more stuff? I guess on the AK? Like, again, this is probably the stuff I like the most. Like, when you can just do shit with it. Kinda would fit a different game more, but... Yeah, I like that. Can I do this as a loadout, please? where do I save it as a loadout? Oh, there. There we go. And I want to save this one as custom 1. Okay, let's see. G3 battle rifle. I know, I mean, yeah, that's just the thing where I'm like, I get why. I think in video games you should probably make it more so that, like, it really comes down to genre, you know? I'd say if you, for example, look at a, you know, at a PvE game, I think something that is ridiculously detailed is actually pretty fitting. It's actually pretty fun, in my opinion. However, if you then look at stuff like, you know, a multiplayer game, I think to a degree you should tune it back a little bit. Like, not that this is, you know, not fun to do, it's just, I'd say you do more if you have like a select, you know, a smaller selected amount of stuff that you can equip, but that is then actually like powerful and you're like, okay, I know what this changes, I know what this does, and I don't need to click through like 50 fucking menus to find shit, which is what I'm doing now. So, you know, again, it's kind of fun to tinker around with, you know, new and old guns, but still, okay, let's just hop into a new round. I don't know, I mean, it could work there, I guess. I never really played them. They just never catched my eye. I tried, but nah. Just, it really isn't my genre. That is just what I can say. It really is not my genre. I mean, ironically, okay, stop. I need to revert that. Extraction games are my genre, as long as they're the classic TTRPG dungeon crawl. Because here's the thing: the classic formula for TTRPGs is basically an extraction game. I can hang on that. I'm back in a second, then I will elaborate on that.
Someone's about to get shafted.
Havoc's forces have seized control of this desert, setting up checkpoints and ambushing vehicles to steal supplies, turning the area into a war zone.
Back.
Today, we show
Okay.
them the true meaning of force.
But yeah, it's kind of
Your
ironic.
orders are clear.
The classic
Break through their lines and reclaim the stolen
D&D,
supplies.
you know,
Neutralize any forces that try and stop you.
game structure is basically an
Weapons ready.
extraction game.
You're approaching the first objective
I don't know
now.
who of you has actually
Missiles
ever played
incoming!
classic
Find
D&D.
cover!
I mean, I actually kind of want to, you know, redo, like, kind of set up, you know, a few groups again. Groups, but it's more
Enemy
interesting
attempting
here.
to recruit. We must capture the new sector.
So the thing is, basically,
Take a strong dose!
in old D&D, it is basically that you have like a central. You usually have some kind of central area parties venture out from, because the idea is that you share a world between multiple parties and characters. Like the description of the first edition was that D&D is a game from. I should probably make this game a little bit less loud. It's a game designed for 4 to 50 people.
Allied troops neutralizing objective
And the
Alpha.
idea is you design an overworld with dungeons in them, and then you know, the groups that, you know, form, like, you know, 4-player groups or something, venture out and do some stuff usually in the overworld a bit, you know, they cartograph it, find some stuff, and then try to do dungeons. And then, you know, try to extract with loot from those dungeons. Because, and that is a kind of a key thing for those old games. If you ever wondered, why do monsters give so little XP, actually? The thing is, you are not supposed to get XP from monsters. That was kind of just a thing added in later editions. Just to be like, you know, that if you do combat, it's not totally unrewarding, which was it was before, because D&D, ironically, wasn't really about combat. See, the key to understanding everything in D&D, the classic routine, is that 1 gold equals 1 XP. Because you traded in your money for levels. And also you still had stuff like, time in-game tracked with time out-game. So like if a week passed out-game, a week passed in-game. It's just like a very rough, okay, you just track a bit of time, etc. But the key point was that you, for example, had expenses. Like, living isn't cheap. You need to buy food, you need to buy stuff. So you had to, basically get money and then spend some to keep, so your character isn't fucking starving. And then the rest was, into levels, and that made you stronger. So the goal of classic D&D wasn't even to fight. It was...
How much money they extract.
Yeah, but also, I think it was also kind of lost on it. From what I read, it did. But basically, it is a game about, you need to get the gold, not you need to kill the monster. And that was kind of cool.
80% of our troops remain.
Also, a Gonia activity for you. We're talking about TTRPGs. And it's kind of interesting to think that, a similar style of game kind of re-emerged, with the Extraction game, just decades later, in a completely different genre. Because the classic RPG kind of forgot how it was structured, It's interesting. It's kind of interesting how bad the knowledge drain in TTRPG is, that basically other genres just look back on that and just recreate the classic to the idea behind classic TTRPGs.
Smoke barrage ready.
Oh well. I should definitely set up a new group for that one day. Or not a group, more like, oh hey, I actually will do like a big, I really want to do like a big hex crawl. And they'll be like, okay, who wants to join it? And it's like, you build groups. You are like, okay, I'm more like just, I sit here on a Saturday. And you're like, I can play. Who wants to play? Who's there? And that's kind of a thing. And I don't know who has played TTRPGs that much or who would be interested in that. I just really want to do like a more classic setup of a table again. Because I think that's actually better for all of us,
Objective Alpha clear. Stay front.
Like, I think there are too many things nowadays in TTRPGs where people sit down and be like, okay, hey, you want to play TTRPGs? You have to commit your life to this group now, and you show up every single week and we follow like a straight plan. Like, no. Like, here's the thing. I maybe have a lot of free time, but most people out there don't. They don't.
Keep them out.
Hell. This is why I kind of want to do a classic table again. Because I know, there are people out there who are like, oh hey, I would love to try playing TTRPGs, but I don't want to commit, playing it every single week. And like, yeah, sure, this is why the classic method, like the classic design is so great. Because,
Eliminate remaining
you know,
enemy
it is
forces.
simply, there's a world, and you can play on a Saturday if enough people are there. You maybe have some incentive to do it, because here's the thing, if a dungeon is cleared, it stays cleared. Meaning who comes first gets the loot, and you want the loot. So, you know, there's a bit of competition then going on between groups.
Won't die
Or, you
while I'm
know,
around.
if you're like, oh hey, we already cleared like the first level of the dungeon, we could go easier deeper now. That's a thing you could do.
Our forces are moving to attack. Bravo 2.
Oh well. Oh yeah, by the way, this isn't one of the other two remake maps in this game. And again, you know what they changed? So, in the original, this was the map. Just this. And there were
Allied
no
troops launching an
boundaries.
assault on objective Bravo 1.
Because it was kind of an, you know,
Attack! Keep them out!
shoot down map. Really,
Objective Bravo 2 cleared. Stay frost.
You're lucky to have me. Get some shade.
okay.
Objective over there.
There we go.
Objective Bravo
Kinda-
1 cleared.
Look,
We just started our
put
offensive. Break through enemy
position
lines.
down.
Nice shot, mate. Healing in progress.
Okay.
We have captured an objective.
Well, I mean, it's you know, it's a lot of an action RPG. They usually crash, especially when it's always online. Or you know, maybe the Path of Exile devs found out how to not do that. Okay, actually, here's the thing.
Our forces are moving to attack. Bravo 2.
That's a good question, actually.
Doctor is here.
I mean, okay, you know what?
If there was like a maximum amount of stashes you could buy, and that would be like the actual game price.
That, yeah, that's like, that's what a lot of those games should do. Yeah, the thing is just that you need to buy, you need to buy stashes in Path of Exile 1. That's the thing. Like,
Allied troops launching an assault
basically
on
Path of
objective
Exile 1
Bravo
is
2.
basically saying, oh hey, you want to play? You buy stashes. I mean, I could say, yes. You could say the same about Warframe. I mean, there are people who trade Warframe that
Enemy
do,
attempting to recruit. We must capture the
I
new
mean,
sector.
yeah, that's probably the thing where I'm like, if you need that. Because, like, I'd say Warframe, it's like, you can still get a lot of frames and shit, without needing to
Allied
invest
troops
money.
engaging at objective Bravo 2.
Oh, I think they added this one here. That's neat, actually.
You're lucky to have me.
Yeah, like, I think, like, those games kind of need, you know, okay, you know, this is the most essential part of our game. Here's a, buy what you need to have, or, you know, at least, you know,
Won't die
at least
while
if
I'm
it
around.
is, like, I don't, you know what, this feels actually kind of vandalizing that they just slapped the cover of the classic game on it. Not even, like, well, anyway. It's like,
Neutralized objective Bravo 2.
yeah, that's the thing. In Warframe, it's like, you want to collect the Warframes, so you need platinum to buy more room in your stashes. Which is like,
You can technically pay for it, but still.
Need a hand.
But there's a difference between like comparatively high
Attack.
rarity
Keep them
items
out.
Yeah.
stash slots versus like Bravo Exile where you're like you
Objective
can't
Bravo
clear
2
the
has fallen
first
into enemy
map
hands.
without going back.
Yeah, that's probably more the thing where I'm like, that's different. Like in Warframe, you can at least play for a
Allied
long
troops
time before the
engaging
game's like,
Objective Bravo 2.
you want to spend a little bit, buddy? And I'm like, okay, you know what? But I would say both games should have a here's a you know, like $20, give me a bunch of that shit. Just give it to me. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even care if it's, you know, trying to, you know, if it's like, oh, you need to buy it a few times more. If they just had like, here's a price, you can get that shit. It would make those games just much more appealing, in my opinion.
If we go totally idealistic, we
Wouldn't need it, but
would be like that's the maximum number of stashes you can have.
yeah, that's true.
Because, like, for example, right now, if I would try to go
Keep
into
neutralizing all enemy forces.
1 or 2, assuming it's
Hold on!
I have no idea how many stashes I actually need and how much.
Yeah,
It's just a barrier of entry. I would need to do research on it.
yeah, that's the thing about, like, when I'd say in Warframe you can actually like collect a fuck ton already, and then you're like, ah shit, now I definitely need some room for my time frames. But hey, at least it's not like it's not like a certain game like, you know, Escape from Tarkov, where you can just where they're like, oh yeah, look, this is like a totally fair free-to-play, like a totally fair game that you buy, except when you buy that $200 edition now, that just fucking gives you, like, it's just... Did they revert that actually? That they're just like, oh, you can just get loot drops now? It's basically a pay-to-win mechanic in the game. That's like... Wow.
Take a strong dose!
They did? I don't know. Here's the thing. As I said, I don't follow extraction games. I just know this game is basically gunning mostly for that Escape from Tarkov audience with their mode.
Allied troops engaging at objective Charlie 1.
Oh, okay. The stupidest shit I've ever witnessed is okay, Delta Force is selling dual battle passes. Basically,
nowhere else to run. Final
they're saying,
push.
look, here's a battle pass for, you know, the extraction game mode, and here's a battle pass for the, you know, standard warfare mode. And the idea is, from what I gather, that you can either decide to buy both, either one of them, or, you know, a combined. So, like, oh, you only play the extraction game, you can only buy the one for the extraction game mode and only you can spend less money on it. Now it gets funny though. See, if it was half the money, I would be like, you know what? I can see that too. You know, you'd save money on that, right? That's a fair thing.
If you for some reason have the inclination to buy a battle pass,
I mean,
you do you, but you do you.
Ironically, I was thinking about actually once buying the one for, you know, Extra Find. If I did that, by the way, I would have gotten a refund, because they're now refunding everyone because the game is getting shut down next year. It's just...
This is their last stand.
I feel a
Take
bit
the
stupid
sector.
for not doing it, but I kind of want to, you know, actually, Ubisoft, just give me the fucking battle pass. I finished it. If it's like, you know, oh hey, I can't buy it anymore, then just give it for me for free. Why did I even fucking bother finishing it then? Also, the last season 1 battle pass should then definitely be free. Like, if that game is only running until June anymore, which is a shame, like, okay.
Allied troops engaging at objective
Not very much!
I can't believe I'm going to say this,
Objective Charlie 1.
but Square Enix is doing it better. Yeah, I know, it's fucking shocking to hear that, but let me explain. So, See, Square Enix also had this, you know, game that is getting shut down called Foam Stars, which, you know, was definitely one of those games that everyone asked for, I guess. But they announced, listen, we're ending, you know, the support for the game, but we're making every single battle pass available and keeping the servers online. Why can't that be the same thing for X-Defiant? Like, I'm sorry, there are definitely a few people who would like to play that game going forward.
The enemy has taken objective Charlie 2. This is their last phase.
It kind of sucks that it basically gets shut down one day after my birthday, but... I'm gonna play the Assassin season. The game was mismatched to hell and back, but...
I kind of wish we would be able to get away from that.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, the concept, yes, but I'm not really a fan of... basically, buy content to grind free.
Yeah.
So I'm not against grind content, that's nice. And I'm not necessarily against questionable content. Kind of missing expansions.
One objective left.
I mean, the thing is, if there's a lot of them would be expansions anyway, that's like the thing. It's especially with multiplayer games, I'd say nowadays, if you sell multiplayer content, you're usually an absolute idiot. Because depending on genre, you just basically say, I want my game to die. Like,
Depends on
Capture
what
the
is
last
on-
sector.
Like
We're
if,
going to win this.
Like Flex, for example, you
They can't hold much longer.
and only the people who have it can play it.
yeah, it's like...
What about
What do you mean with that?
in a shooter like that, it would be classes and guns, obviously.
Okay, you know what? At that point, you are entering really... because... Let me put it like this.
I know.
Let me put it like this.
I'm
As
just
much as I would say,
50%
I get it,
allied
because, you
troops
know,
left.
but like,
We must
especially in
pick
like
up
a PvE game, like, you know, for example, Payday 2, I would say this fits a lot better, because, you know, but in multiplayer games, I'm gonna say just...
It would end up being
Not only that, like, the thing is, if we talk about selling gameplay nowadays, it's like, the thing is, aside from the season pass models of the big ones that, you know, even they had problems selling, we can get to that, by the way, the whole selling classes and shit, even if it's like, oh hey, you only have like, you know, only pay like $5 and it's relatively balanced, and you know, it's not the hardest thing to do.
Well, an expansion would be always
Yeah, obviously, but like, it would like, how's it called again?
One of our objectives has been attacked.
Games like Crossfire kinda just burned that to the ground. People are not happy about the thought of paying for weapons or, you know, classes or
But they
content.
do in battle passes.
I mean, no, those are free. But yeah, I know what you mean. Those are free.
In
It's
where? We're talking about battle passes as a whole.
Yeah, weapons and shit in battle passes are free. They're just like, oh, you play it sometime and you unlock them. That's like in every game.
Yeah, then I'm wondering why people even pay for it.
I mean,
Strategic beacon
cosmetics kind of nice.
I think I know why they
What? I can't understand you.
I said, I think I'm starting to realize why the game industry
Strategic
has
beacon ready to deploy.
worse and worse models for like getting shit, and that's because the people playing it will buy
The
it.
enemy is taking
I mean, that is
objective
you know what? The thing
Roger
is,
that.
at
Artillery
this
barrage
point, yeah, it's not like, you know, for example, the same thing was for, you know, loot box. Like, people bought loot boxes.
Yes.
Until, you know, enough people made us think that this is gambling, and like, let's just be clear here. Loot boxes are gambling and should not fucking come back. I know some people are like, we should pay for content again, or we should have loot boxes again. And both of these people can go to hell because they clearly do not have an idea what, you know, a more healthy game environment is for, especially a multiplayer game. It's just,
Paying for content.
I mean, it's more like, the season passes that, they say, oh, Call of... I've heard it for Battlefield and Call of Duty now, that they're like...
Can you end your sentence before you start anymore?
Basically, they're saying we should pay for guns, maps, and shit again.
Roger that.
And like...
I
Artillery
understand
barrage
the
incoming.
It's just not
Vehicles
good
dropped
because
at designated locations.
that is... Here's the thing, I can point at so many... Like, at a lot of games in the last decade that were literally killed by that model. Because...
That's the thing. By necessity.
Yeah, it's like, the thing is, there are good games that just sometimes need, a few things to become, like, more appealing, But the thing is, if you base everything on a pay-to-play model, it definitely is a bit of make and break, and also, I don't think it is a smart idea to say, oh, hey, this big company, I want to give them 50 more bucks. And that is definitely the smarter way to do it. I give them
Roger that. Artillery barrage incoming.
that is the old season pass model people want back. Some people want back, which is just kind of stupid.
You're switching your sides around.
No, I said this is dumb. What did you hear me?
Objective Charlie 1.
No, I'm saying this is stupid because some people say we should bring that back, and I say this is not a good model because it literally killed games. And it was never good. Like, even like here's the thing.
And nowadays you keep a game alive by buying cosmetics, which is a thing that should never be the case.
I mean, usually, okay, can I say one thing? I'd say you keep it more alive because the shit people play with is free. But yeah, I know.
We're halfway there.
You pay for it because I know.
One is under attack.
Which, at least in my opinion, should. Just in general, it should.
I mean, let's just be really it. In an optimal world, we only would need to pay for a game and everything would be in there. But we do not live in an optimal world. We live in a capitalistic hellhole where you kinda need, no matter how good you are as a game company, you kinda need to have some sort of steady income.
Yes.
And it is definitely like you need to balance what you want to have in and have there. Also, hello Date6, welcome.
You could not technically make the argument that we should then, in that sense, if we for some reason still live in a capitalistic hellhole, but still try to enter profit motive, which you will not do, but then you would argue that we should abolish free-to-play games and buy-to-play games and only have other models.
I mean, do I say multiplayer games would be better in anarcho-communist societies? Maybe. You can pick that out for me. In anarcho-communist societies, we would have like a lot of groups probably working on the next Battlefield game and have constant content, and we didn't need to pay for it. It would
Then
be
you
great.
would have the Linux problem with like 10 forks of Battlefield.
Don't get me started on that. Yes. I mean, you could say that this is like shit, where like it can't, like certain cities have like, contracts that they, do media exclusively, but, here's the thing, you know what, here's the thing, I mean, I shit on stuff like, for example, this game, that it kind of borrows very obviously a lot of shit from Battlefield 2042, and I'd say to a degree, the guns they have, like the maps they have in here, should be, like, they should basically be a fucking, how's it called? There should be a map pack for Battlefield 2042 because I really would love to play it in Battlefield 2042. They're good maps, I want to play it in there. But the irony is, to me, that some people are saying, oh, you know what, we need to, we actually need to go a step further. We need to bring back mods. And here's the thing, everyone. I will not be the one person to say, you know what, there weren't good mods in the history of video games. Hell, I played fucking Dota when it came out. I am an OG Dota player. I played on that fucking glitchy ass Warcraft 3 map on LAN parties with 10 people crammed into one room. Okay, I was there. If someone comes at me and is like, oh, remember the good old times? Bitch, I was there. I know when games happened. And I also know what.
It just sounds funny when you say it like that. I know when games happen. Yes,
I know when the
do
classic
too.
games happen. And I know also one thing. I know one thing, okay? You're like, oh look, this if we give people, you know, a map editor, everyone's like, oh, there are going to be so many great maps. And the reality is there's going to be pool
Knocked
day.
and locked.
There's gonna be so much pool day. You're gonna scream that there's too much pool day.
And
Back on your
Adidas.
feet, mate.
What? I mean, some people
Always
would
the
would
bullseye.
probably try doing DDoS too, but actually not a lot.
No, it would just be a copy of it without being scaled properly.
Yeah, and then
that's what
and then some Minecraft Village usually, and you know, after Minecraft came out, it's gonna be some Minecraft
Havoc
Village.
forces have seized
You know
control
what?
of this desert, setting up
Um,
checkpoints and
I will
ambushing
reload this
vehicles
and
to
just
steal supplies,
shut the
turning
fuck
the
up.
area into a war zone.
I kind of wanted to switch actually and show off the new maps.
Fuck
Fuck you!
Your
Go
orders are
away!
clear. Break through their lines and reclaim the stolen supplies. Neutralize
Shut
any
up.
forces that try and stop you. Weapons ready.
Leave
You're
battle.
approaching the
Yes,
first
I do not
objective
want
now.
to play this map. I am streaming. I want to show off the new content. I showed off the Gibraltar map, which in my opinion is kind of the best new map they have in this game right now. I do want to at least play one of the other new maps. At the very least, I did progress for the season pass. Fantastic.
It's almost as if,
What
you
the
know, these kind of games would be nice with an official server browser.
I mean, yeah.
Not necessarily private servers, but like servers hosted by the company itself.
I mean, yeah, it would be probably kind of... I mean, also, if you just had good playlists, but this is like, oh, we just have a playlist for everything. Like, you know, listen, you just had a long-ass PC beta that you could play multiple times, and you had exactly 2 maps in there. You could have a normal playlist, and here are the 3 new maps in the playlist. We just have this, like, up for 1 week, and it's like...
Or even better, if you don't want to host
Back on
servers
your feet, mate.
or anything, how about people could just decide on which map they want to play?
I mean, you know what? Map voting is a good thing, actually.
No, they decide before they even queue which maps can possibly show up for them.
That is gonna be... Okay, you know what? Here's the thing. That's gonna create other problems.
I know.
A lot of other
I know.
problems.
I know.
Like, I am actually against... This is like one of...
Success has
This is the
GTI
remake map.
scratching
Good.
their
We
heads.
still play
But
it.
just
on.
remember how many times we were in map voting and people voted the same map over and over again. So, how much difference would it actually be? Like, if the people who want to play the other 20% of maps that aren't played constantly got to play them?
I mean, yes, I get you, but also... Wow, that is some Battlefield-ass slinking around the map.
Relink depends on it.
Anyway, the thing I want to say is that I'm actually very much... Like, the older I got, the more I really got a problem with map voting because of the
Burn
whole...
through defensive lines and keep the enemy out.
No.
Yeah, but here we have no map voting and you still complain.
It's just... this is more like I want to show shit off before I go into Citadel more. And, I can't.
I know, I'm just telling you, there will always be problems.
I know.
Just a matter of which problems do we prefer.
You know what? You're talking so much right now. I'm just gonna add you to
Enemy
the
is
fucking
attacking
stream.
one of our
Sorry,
objectives.
Normally you don't stream this hour and this
I know. So here's Agonia. We've entered officially Agonia activity mode.
Yeah.
Hope you all are happy. She's here. Like, I don't know what to say. It's more like
Enemy is attacking
I know that there
objective
are problems with all methods. Like, ironically, I would say that in the end, you kind of would need to just have better curated playlists. Like, okay, here's the thing.
Isn't it the same thing as deciding before you start with when to play? Like, just the light version?
I mean, here's the thing. What I like from my experience. Okay, so I'd say to a degree, I think a mixture of private servers that people can set up with their own playlists, and especially, you know,
Official servers, basically.
an official playlist servers, yes. is probably the best mixture you can have in a game, because the thing is, most people would just like to play like, oh, I want to play this mode, click on a button and you go into the mode, and especially in his thing, want to have a curated experience, in my opinion. Because I think a lot of people underestimate, like, oh, is a map good? Depends on in what context do you play it. Like, a lot of people dislike the Battlefield 2042 maps, for example, because there were 8 maps at launch and all were big and open. It's more like you know, oh, they all played the same.
Yes, still, that has nothing to do with what you said.
Then what did you say?
I'm really not in a mood to repeat myself.
Okay. But the thing I want to point out is that you should have a curated experience, but because the problem is if it's just server browsers, and I remember that, it all will devolve into 2,000 tickets Metro 6 24/7. It will always happen. I just want to point that out.
I'm like indirectly complaining when I'm listening.
And also, yeah, why is this game so loud? Did it?
I'm so grateful.
Maybe it has the audio bug. Remember Earthquake Rain after one update?
Oh, that was... It could actually be, but now it's a lot less. Now I can probably understand you all also. That would be nice.
Say you didn't understand me.
Sometimes I didn't understand you.
Defend this sector, whatever
Yeah.
it takes.
Anyway. Yeah, I say the big problem is if you look at video game development, especially when it comes to multiplayer games, everything is fucking compromise. Everything. There's no, oh, this is how you do it. Like, the thing is when people are like, oh hey, we only need, you know, the community servers. It's usually people who want to play one map in one mode 24/7. And that
is usually what ends up happening.
Yeah.
Because those are also the only people with the means to set up.
I mean, if the servers are paid for, which a lot of them also want to do, because yeah, it's not like, you know, a lot of server owners in, you know, when it comes to video games, really want to control what is being played in a game rather than, you know, actually being interested in that the game is healthy. Oh god.
I guess in their mind that's healthy.
Oh yeah, it's definitely healthy to have Metro 24/7 6,000 tickets. That's just the healthiest thing to have in any game, yes.
I'm sorry, the kind of genre promotes mindless play.
I hate the fact that you are kind of right with that.
So it's kind of obvious that a certain subset of players
Want to have it especially mindless. Just how mindless can it be? Yes.
Because then you can go in there, log in, start the round, and there's still 3,000 tickets left. Go offline again after 2,000 tickets are gone. And you haven't even lost.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason a lot of people play Nuketown. I mean, okay, you know what? There's a difference though. Nuketown is a good map. Gonna break that. Nuketown is legitimately good to actually also play with, you know, 6v6. That's like, is it small? Yes, but it's still manageable small. Shipment is bad.
Shipment is only one.
I mean, it was 1v1, but also, as Dev said themselves, it wasn't even supposed to be in the game. It was kind of a test map that just showed up and then became kind of, you know, just like, oh hey, look, there's a super small stupid map in there. And yeah, I get it. But also, it tells you everything about shipment. While, you know, when they talk about how did Nuketown happen, it was literally one guy making Nuketown and he said, yeah, you know what, I just kind of wanted to make like the smallest map possible that is not unbearable to play. How good can I do that? And you notice that because Nuketown is a really good map. god.
Sector Alpha is occupied by
Alpha.
enemy forces.
Yeah, this reload is stupid. How the fuck does... It gets stupider every second. Oh look, it's a trench map. I mean, this wasn't a trench map.
Defend this sector, whatever
So
it
fucking
takes.
funny that they turned this from like, I showed a picture of what this map actually was, you know, when it was in the first Delta Force game. That was kind of an open map with, you know, valleys in there. Because it was kind of a sniper, you know, showdown map they had, like a team deathmatch thing. This is what most people played in, you know, Delta Force. And the other map, you know, Cracked, also was, you know, from the Delta Force map, was in Delta Force without the boundaries. Because the point was that you all moved around and, you know, fought each other over long distances. Because this was a tactic shooter.
If I'm now way too optimistic, I would say maybe it's to represent the slow crawling of the trench forward into the map, and that's now
No.
chronological.
I can tell you.
In the timeline, but I guess not.
They probably were like, we need to do at least one more remake so, you know, that we can actually claim this, that this is a Delta Force game. And then they were like, oh, it's the trench map. People like trench warfare because of Battlefield 1. Let's do it.
I'm still wondering why people are so
Won't die while I'm around.
serious about that kind of stuff. I mean, all games
Doctor is
claim
here.
to be fun, and that clearly isn't the case. Yeah, you're giving me for everyone. That's more.
It's
Go to an old browser game website. You will find a game that's not fun.
I mean, okay, browser games are.
Enemy has taken
You
objective
kind of make
Bravo
it really easy though on that point.
Sorry, game is a vague definition. That's the problem of the word.
I mean, no, it's like,
Defend this
I meant
sector,
more in the sense that,
whatever
you
it
know,
takes.
Nowadays you can also go on Steam.
Objective
I meant it more in the sense that, you know, yes, browser games are games, but, you know, you're making it yourself easy there because a lot of browser games are bad games.
Yes.
Or, you know, baby's first attempt at the game. And then still having, like, design flaws where you're like, holy shit, how did that happen?
Objective Bravo 2 has been captured by the enemy.
But also the opposite.
You know what? Despite me being like, oh yeah, this is, you know, kind of a bad remake that just claims to be a remake, you know, for legitimate reason, it's still a fun map. Again, if those 5 maps were a map pack for 2042, I probably would have bought it even.
Vigilant.
It's not bad.
Allied forces are attacking the objective.
Oh well. Definitely gonna end out after this round because we have some zombies to kill.
The enemy is attacking one of our objectives. Allied forces are clearing objective Bravo 2.
And I already have another sector. Well, at least we will probably see all the sectors on this map. It's so funny how the trench section is just so small, but also comes from the top in. So like, it's kind of weird how they. It's a bit nonsensical. Like, here's a fair point, okay? This kind of shows the fact that this map is probably pretty diverse in what it offers each sector. That's good. I think again, 2042 kind of has that, but not, you know, not to this extent, I would say.
The enemy has cleared objective Bravo 1. Smoke screen incoming.
But it also feels a bit weird, like, oh, here's a lumber camp, here are trenches, here's a town. I don't know what this is. There's like warehouse. It's like, I get it, but also, yeah. You notice how it feels a bit artificial.
Defend this sector, whatever it takes.
Almost there! Find them!
Dead.
Be advised, our forces have secured objective Bravo 1.
Throwing smoke grenade.
And yeah, the performance of this game really needs to step up still. I don't know what is going on here.
Bravo 1.
Apparently your temperature is 0 degrees Celsius.
What?
Right.
Sector Bravo is under enemy control.
I suppose it's my favorite is apparently okay.
Nah, it goes up and down.
What is the lowest it ever dipped? Very inconsistent though.
Yeah, I actually didn't recently, so
I wonder if I should
I
just
can
lock
tell
it.
you later. Maybe do that.
Oh, there's some trenches up there again.
50.
Defend this sector.
Okay, yeah,
50
that's
is the lowest I saw, but that was when you loaded in. Now.
I always want to just slide and it doesn't allow me and I hate that.
48.
Oh wow, yeah, I felt that. I was like, that was a dip.
Yeah.
Again, 470. This should not be the case.
It has really weird drops and also like spikes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're up to 120 and then you drop like nearly 40 frames.
Like, I mean, again, I'd say the new maps are probably kind of the best of the game right now. Ironically. Yeah.
53, but that was when you died.
I do not know what is going on. There are probably a lot of effects overlapping. I mean, this is definitely the more, demanding mode anyway. But
So maybe lock. If you can.
what? Yeah, probably should do that. Let me just see. Graphics. What do we have here actually? Let me just lock it to 60. Oh, extreme! No, please just do it to ultra. Apparently I have enough of it revamped for everything, but no! That is still too inconsistent for me.
Defend this sector, whatever it takes.
Give me that smooth 60 FPS. Ah, fuck. Yeah, it should be smoother now.
It is.
Okay, they're right. It dipped a bit.
Vehicle dropped to target location.
So lots of explosions. And loading in and out.
I probably also the destruction. If that happens in this game. I mean, it's apparently in, so... Maybe I come back the next weeks when I have unlocked a bit more of this game. Then I can be like, oh hey, look, this is like, oh hey, how it is after playing it the first time, and this is how playing it after. Like, they have a model of destroyed Russian tanks, but you can't play them. It's
Do they have the cute Russian tanks?
Enemy
What?
has 50% of their forces left and
I
we're
don't
still
think
strong,
so.
but we must hold this
You mean the one
sector.
with like a lot of reactive armor on it?
Yeah.
No. I mean, maybe this one has a bit, but I don't think so. And again, not every game has the same details as one or with their stuff.
Yeah.
It's probably one of those things that I think is one of the biggest wasted potentials in shooters. That they usually just make like generic factions and shit, and neither go with, oh hey, let's make some unique factions. I mean, this game has them, basically, but it's like Corporation versus the good guys. And it's like, okay,
I mean, in this day and age, makes sense.
yeah. I'm just like, it's so interesting how
Defend
games
this sector, whatever it takes.
are afraid of the ace combat round. As in, just make shit up. Use the same technology as we have, but make shit up.
There aren't many games that say like, we want to have German technology in the Second World War, but we don't want the actual Nazis coming. How about different timeline, no Nazis?
It's so funny how a lot of, at least when it comes to, Japanese games, you have stuff like Valkyria Chronicles that does exactly that.
The Japanese?
They do that a lot, actually.
They figured that out, yeah. But that's because they're used to revise history.
Like, also what I the thing I have the biggest beef with right now is the fact that, after, I mean, I have to bring up Battlefield 2042 anyway, because this game kind of tries to be, look, we're Battlefield, but also not. I'm kind of like, the game launched with basically US and Russia as factions, and now they're like trying to be like, not really anymore. They kind of try to switch to proto versions of the ones from 2142. And the thing is, I kind of hate the fact that they do not get the resources to actually flip all the factions in the game, because the Man of Nations and Thousand Petals Coalition just have so much more character. Basically, they're saying there are now new major powers rising in the universe. As the game went on, they wrote them in. And they're like, it's like, yes, one is a stand-in for Europe, and the other one is a stand-in for like an Asian coalition. But also like, that's just way more interesting than, generic, faction that exists already. And I kind of hate the fact that maybe in the next title, all of this is not going to be used anymore.
Yeah, definitely not in the best headspace to follow the
ramblings.
Yes, because you say so little, like for the first 50% of the sentence,
and then
they basically zone off and just listening for keywords, and that's how you got me to thinking about Victoria 3. Because great powers.
Yeah.
And then it was like, hey, what the fuck are you talking about? And then you, then it was like Thousand Petals Coalition. Okay, that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's like, oh yeah, cool. That's actually kind of way more interesting than anything else. And like, oh hey, why are we not doing this again? Why do we probably go to Team C versus a NATO coalition next time? Just
how many people actually following that? Like the whole story. I mean, like how many people of the actual Battlefield community care about the story or anything lore-wise about that war?
Let me put it like this. I don't think a lot of them do. I mean, we have some people in here, Dietrich, for example, he knows about that.
I mean, it's interesting.
Shout out to the real ones on the 2043 server. But the thing is, for me, I think the argument of who cares about that is less. It's not really a good argument because.
Make an argument.
I'm sorry.
That's your first point.
Yeah, I know why they don't do it, because they're like, oh, who cares about that? like, yeah, I know that is probably the mindset of we don't need to continue that, but on the other hand, I'm like, why don't you make people care? Why don't you go and actually make people care about your own, you know, universe?
It should be the goal, actually.
Like, I'm sitting here and I would love to see something like, oh yeah, you have like, you know, because I played Wano, I'm looking at, okay, we have a European faction with the Mandate, okay? And I'm so like, you could make it so that they have, that you basically have two separate under-factions with them. Like, one is the land force and one is the, you know, marine expeditionary force. And it would be an easy split because, you know, most of the tanks in European nations, so, you know, the land army, would probably be variants of the Leopard 2 because that's what everyone bought. But who has like the last real functioning overseas expeditionary force in Europe? That's France. Boom, we have two factions, you know, for various maps, and one is just, you know, it's basically French equipment, and the other one is, you know, German, British, and Swedish equipment because the rest of Europe just bought it together. And you could make clear cuts in that, and it would even fit for, you know, like an American faction, which I would say make a North American faction. Just say yes, it's Canada and the US. Maybe throw in like Mexico in there as well. Who cares? And they also have, you know, Marines and Army, and those have like really big beef. Like there was a reason, like there was a doctrine in fucking World War II, like that's not a doctrine, it was a rule, that they said there will be no Marines except for a few, you know, for the landings. There will be no Marines in Europe. The Marines do the Pacific, and the Army will do Europe. Because, and I shit you not, they always had beef, and the Army was like, listen, if we're going to get deployed to Europe again, and you send Marines, those fuckers will hog like all the glory. They will claim everything for themselves. Which happened because they sent Marines and Army in World War I over, and most soldiers were Army, but there was like one Marine detachment at like at, you know, some of the battles at Argonne, and basically all the propaganda and, you know, a discussion about it in the Americans back home was like, look how brave the Marines fought. And that pissed off the Army so much that they said, listen, you can do your island hopping in the Pacific, this is not our job, those are islands, those are ships, this is your field. But the land war, you leave to us. And this is why they switched that. It's like, I'm kind of amazed that modern games just never make that, you know, distinction. Like, it kind of exists, ironically, between two games in the Battlefield series, made by the same guy, by the way. Okay, maybe I should ask him one day if this is actually, if this was kind of intentional, but because in Bad Company 2 you play the Army, because it's like, it's in South America and Alaska, so it's, you know, land connected. So you have different tanks that like the Bradley and shit, with, you know, which the ground forces use, and, you know, Black Hawk helicopter and shit. But in 3 you use there are different helicopters and different, you know, light vehicles because they have to be amphibious because they're the Marines. They're, you know, overseas, they're landing. Sorry, it's just an interesting observation.
You didn't really make a point.
The thing is that you basically have a distinction between those two armies, even though they're called the US Army in both games. But like, no one ever thought about that.
What you meant to say is you wanted to ask if it was intentional to make this
Yeah, if they were like, okay, we're definitely using the Marines in Battlefield 3, so...
Because my brain is still waiting for you to finish that sentence with something that makes sense.
Yeah, it was... You didn't? It was more like, was that intentional?
Yeah. But to be fair, I'm also distracted because I think browser news, like when you open a new tab, now have spam.
Okay, why?
Like, there is this advertisement. It's like, invest in lots of shit.
EFTs, oh god.
EFTs. Now discover EFTs from Vanguard, iShare, and others on eToro. Your capital is in danger. And I'm thinking, Like, what is that?
Spam. Spam, 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 spam. Spam, spam, spam.
But it's not in my email, it's in my browser advertisements.
Yeah, I suppose they probably bought places there? I don't know.
Yeah, but it's the first time I saw it. Like, I'm generally not much on browser advertisements in general.
I mean, I basically also just clicked to my main website, but like, it got bad.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing, I get that websites have to make some money, but it's kind of impressive how online marketing just has become this bad, you know?
It's like, just don't remember planning to add blocks.
Yeah, I know, it's more like, you know, if I just look at shit like, for example, YouTube, you'd think because YouTube is Google, you know, there should be better stuff on there, but like, it's either really low effort shit stuff that's just scams, or it's just, I mean, you know, the typical AI advertisement nowadays, which basically sums up, are you fucking stupid? Are you such a brain-dead potato that you can't do basic shit that people can do in 5 seconds? Well then, you know what? Just use up a whole fucking pool of water and let our stupid AI do it for you badly. And I sit there being like, really, that's the best angle you have? It's literally framing everyone in the world just being brainless dipshits who are like, oh no, this shit was, you know, this shit is broken in my house. I better, you know, tell my landlord that, but how do I write that? I should better use the AI for that. And then like, oh, well, can you write that a bit differently, AI? And I'm just sitting there like, you could have just wrote this yourself. Like, why is everyone framed as being this utterly dumb?
Yeah.
It is amazing.
I mean, it's not like your landlord is gonna fix it anyway.
You know what what I really like the most, which I just realized, you know, a bit ago, because, you know, here's the thing. I almost tune out to those advertisements, okay? You know, I kind of tune out to them because you're just like, oh, this is so utterly stupid. But then you realize that even inside of those advertisements, the AI is just hallucinating bullshit. Because, you know, someone's like, oh, give me an idea for a dinner party to cook. And then the AI is like,
it wasn't an idea, it was like, I have an idea about purple dinner party or something?
A purple dinner party, and like, here's purple pasta. And I think,
like, how could the food look like?
And then it's just like a really shitty generated picture of, you know, spaghetti on a bowl that's purple, and everything is purple. But also it's garnished with like blueberries and shit. So I just sit there being like, are you telling me the AI wants you to use fruit as a sauce in your pasta?
No, the fruit is on there. I remember the sauce is like root beta.
Red beet. Yeah, I mean, yes, you can use it for that, but also like, this is almost too smart because the fruits on there definitely are like, that picture was AI generated.
Yeah, of course.
But, you know, the AI was too stupid and the text was 100% went over by a human to prevent that it sounds too stupid in the advertisement. Because the thing is, if you have berries in a sauce, you're not making a pasta sauce.
Yeah, but in the end, AI says, make spaghetti. With red beet sauce. At least red beets are in there. I don't know what else is in there. I don't remember the 100% of the advertisement. And put berries on top.
Yeah, also let me just point out, it's just like, make spaghetti is like,
It would be so nice if you could use them.
First of all, yes, but also, aren't the shells a little bit too big for this kind of mortar?
Yeah, they shrunk.
Like, those are definitely World War I casings, and even then a little bit too big.
Maybe.
No. I don't think they thought to make it to size. I don't think they did.
Yeah, could be.
Empty vehicle right there. It's up for grabs.
This is funny. But yeah, I like, just as someone who, you know, knows how to make pasta, I don't use berries for pasta sauce. Just don't. Like, okay, here's the thing. There are sauces you could do, like, with berries, especially if you do meat stuff. But
Enemy troops are attacking objective Delta 1.
usually don't do it for pasta. It's a bad idea for pasta.
In general?
Yeah, like fruit sauces do not fit pasta.
I guess there is like
Taking
this
this sector at all costs.
lemon pasta with chicken.
Enemy is attacking
I mean, maybe you
could
Yes.
achieve a similar flavor profile with certain kinds of berries. And I'm not much of a berry eater, so I can't talk much about that.
I mean, the thing is, berries. Let me put it like this: berries kind of work better with, you know, beef.
Yeah, of course they look better. I'm just trying to find a way to make them.
You really are like, can you do a berry sauce? But like,
That's not shit. Like red raspberries or something. They're sour.
I mean, you know what? Raspberries? Yes, I'd say, but even then.
Specifically red ones.
Yeah, I guess you could do it. I guess.
I don't know if it would taste good, but it would achieve a similar flavor profile, and it would pair with meat because chicken.
Yeah, you would definitely need to do some beef shit. Okay, you know what? I'm actually okay.
No,
Fuck,
I'm
fuck,
talking
no.
about the lemon chicken pasta.
I'm actually currently making stuff in my head, which is like, okay, how could you do that? First of all, I would definitely prepare beef more in a Chinese style, as in marinade with cornstarch and other stuff. So it crisps up, but also gets tenderized by, you know, baking soda or something like that. So that it's, you know, you want to have it in thin strips, that it's eatable in a sauce. Second of all, I would say you should definitely go and make it so that.
Yay! Rockets.
Rockets! You should go and make it so that. How's it called? That you make like a very, very, you know, strong beef flavored sauce, and then put some, you know, raspberries in. I know the raspberries, you know, the cranberries in there. You know, you know, juice them. Oh, one. Perfect.
Oh, I never ate those. Sorry,
Oh, okay.
can't tell you.
They're kind of sour.
But yeah, I'm just yeah. It's fine.
You know, here's the thing. I just want to wrap this one up, by the way. Yeah, this is not by in any means a remake of a Delta Force map. This is like remake in the sense of it has trenches in one section and the same name. It's not the original Delta Force map. But still, it's a good map. Like, I'd say aside from the, you know, two maps they had in the beta, which are kind of the worst, the new maps, aside from the one I haven't played yet, but we need, you know, maybe we will do that another time where we don't have like this super stacked evening, because we still have 1 hour to go with zombies. Yes, so stay tuned for that, by the way.
Alright, lots of fruits, like in a culinary sense, are a bit sour.
I mean, that's kind of the thing with
So
fruits.
I guess you could use them for meat pasta sauce. It's not a good idea, but it's an idea.
Okay, you know what? Now that I think, my brain just kind of went. You know what?
And
you know what's-
Italians will be very sad.
Okay,
That's also
But, like-
a downside.
fair point. Okay, but yeah, this was Delta Force Hawk Ops. The open beta is now live. It's a solid game. I will probably play a bit more, unlock a bit more, and then I will be like, listen. this is it. These are the other, characters to unlock. This is like the rest of the game. We will probably see each other in like 1 or 2 weeks with that, if there isn't some Battlefield event or like even a playtest coming up. So yeah, but stay tuned, stay in this stream, because we will be literally back in a second with some Call of Duty Zombies, Citadel de Mort. I'm actually like very much happy for that. So see you then. Until in a second.